Stephen Fry,
Yes, sir.
Brings us, well, I say sequel, it's more of a continuation.
Yes,
of your best-selling book of Greek mythology, Mythos. This is Heroes. It's out now. And, I mean, the first one was such a huge hit.
It was, wasn't it? It was a big surprise to me. I was delighted by it. I've always loved Greek myths, and I found myself a year and a half ago, it's around a table at someone's house, and we were all just talking about creation myths and where they come from, and I started telling the story of the early Greek gods, the first ones, and they all went, why didn't I know about that? And, you know, where Zeus came from. Because everyone's heard of certain names, but they don't necessarily know how they go together. And someone said, well, you should write them. So I started to. And now
this one is
carries on to the heroes.
Yes, this is more of the human...
Exactly. By this time, as it were, it's getting to be more human. And they're clearing up the world, ridding it of monsters and so on.
And because it's written in this very kind of conversational way, all the dialogue is very kind of everyday. Is that you kind of trying to get the reader to make connections between these stories and our own lives?
Sort of. I mean, there's no question that for a lot of people, just a Greek word looks somehow as if it belongs more to a schoolroom than to a story, because we think of Greek as being an academic thing, ancient Greek, whereas, of course, to the Greeks it wasn't, and it isn't now. And I also wanted to create an atmosphere. My favourite Greek god in some ways is Hestia, perhaps the least well-known of the firstborn of the Olympians, was the goddess of the hearth. And the hearth, when you think about it, all our ancestors, whatever our ethnicity, all our ancestors gathered around flames at night to stay warm and to protect themselves from animals, and they told stories about things over which they had no control, like they'd tell their children where thunder comes from and why there's fire coming out of the mountain. And everything you can't understand and control, you give a name, a god. And so these gods were developed personalities around the fire. And now, I think we can safely say we've lost the hearth. You know, we don't eat round tables anymore. Someone's got a PlayStation in that room and they get a delivery of pizza into it, and someone else has got another, they're streaming things in another room. Nobody gathers around and shares stories anymore. We've lost our focus, we've lost our hearth. So I'm trying in the books to recreate the relaxed feeling of sitting around a fire, listening to stories, which I think is a primal thing, listening them together. And so that's the purpose.
So it's to do with arson.
Oh, yeah. And obviously there's lots of gods, lots of heroes, but does Queen Atlanta appear?
Well, I should say, of course, happily, that I'm using the word hero as a gender-neutral word. There's Atalanta, who's one of my favourite heroes. And Atlanta is in your film Aquaman.
Yes,
you're playing Queen Atlanta.
Not my film.
Well, Mark Urban's film, is it?
Yeah.
It's
you're in it.
Jason Momoa's film.
Yeah.
James Wan's film. Yeah.
Well, you've been named after, I guess that's Atlantis, is it?
And well, Queen Atlanta is Queen of Atlantis.
Well, there's a good example of how these things kind of go into our language is that Atlas was a Titan who fought in the War of the Titans against the gods, and his punishment, because he was the most severe enemy of Zeus and the Olympians, was to hold up the sky.
Yeah.
And that image of him bulging like a Bulgarian weightlifter, holding up the sky, was used by early mappers of the world, and they called those maps atlases after him, the picture of the world. And so it's all connected. And so you're Atalante, well, presumably you're Atlanti, is that her name?
Atlanta.
Atlanta, there you are.
Yes.
There you are. Yeah. Be related.
Look, we're all like, you're so smart.
Oh, it's storytelling. It's really...
No, Nicole, I can't tell you how smart. You're like, you can't, like,
so
did he know this? Did he know this?
What's your IQ?